Our organization, MAD, plans to help Madagascar with the $1 billion funding. Our mission is to bring improvement to the lives of the people of Madagascar in terms of food security, clean water, and proper sanitation. Madagascar, which is located just off the southeast coast of Africa, suffers from a lack of the basic infrastructure necessary to establish a successful and sustainable society. A large percent of the population currently doesn't have access to clean water, a consistent food source, or proper sanitation. Here's our plan to attack these issues.
Madagascar is frequently hit by natural disasters. These events impact 5 million Malagasy by wiping out entire food harvests. While it is difficult to combat nature, we would like to improve the issue of food insecurity. We're able to accomplish this through educating and providing updated agricultural techniques and equipment. As of 2014, 35.8% of the rural population was reported to be food insecure. This malnutrition has already caused stunted growth in over 47% of Madagascar children, nearly 5 times the global average. The methods to reduce the effects of food insecurity come with reform to current agricultural practices. Presently, the cultivation involves slashing and burning and trampling of the fields. These methods are inefficient and environmentally unfriendly. We hope to increase the productivity of their harvest while attempting to stay true to the Malagasy culture. We plan on introducing field cultivators. The Malagasy already use cattle in agriculture, but inefficiently use spades and hoes. Instead of providing field cultivators, they can attach these to their cattle in order to efficiently plant and harvest. A field cultivator costs $1,000, and we plan to purchase 300,000 of these in order to save manual labor and increase production by harvesting larger land plots, therefore providing a greater population and increasing the quantities which each receives. We would educate the Malagasy on how to properly use field cultivators, as well as bringing in volunteer agricultural scientists who would provide assistance on the most efficient techniques. We hope to provide the Malagasy with equipment, methods, and techniques that would increase their food production in order to mitigate the effects of malnutrition and other health effects.
Madagascar, a country known for its substantial population under the poverty line, is also subject to a water crisis among its people. In urban areas, 66% of people have access to clean water, while this number drops to less than 15% for people in rural areas. These percentages add up to nearly 11.7 million people in Madagascar not having access to clean water. The impacts this has on the country are devastating. For example, roughly 4,000 kids die each year because of diarrhea from dirty water and unsanitary conditions, and women and children spend an average of around 3 hours per day collecting unsanitary water. This leads to children falling ill because of unsafe water and missing out on education because of time spent retrieving water and illnesses. The World Bank states that health promotion is the most cost-effective method of health intervention in developing countries. By following this guide and working with locals, we plan to educate the rural and urban populations on the importance of having clean water. This will be materialized through the building of wells in areas of need and the distribution of filtration straws created by the organization Water is Life. These straws cost $10 per unit, and each filter can provide fresh water for one person for about a year. This solution will be temporary and act as an emergency filtration for the Malagasy people. Constructing wells is seen as a long-term solution to this problem. Construction of the wells will require a hydraulic drilling rig, which is a large investment in capital but provides a great return. This technology can drill to hundreds of feet and, based on location and geological conditions, can create long-term water access for a $5,000 to $25,000 investment. The monetary investment required is a primary risk in our operation, but it has been estimated that for every $1 invested in water purification and sanitation, an average of $4 is returned in increased productivity through saving time previously used for water retrieval, proving that this pursuit is both fruitful in the humanitarian and economic senses of the word.
Sanitation in Madagascar is important for the overall health of its civilians. More specifically, local wells and lakes are often contaminated with human excrement due to lack of indoor plumbing systems. This means excrement can impact water sources from runoff of heavy rains. The quickest and cheapest way to resolve this problem is to install pit latrines. The basic pit latrine has an outhouse-like superstructure where a 1.2 to 1.5 meter hole is dug into the ground. Additionally, the pit is covered with a lid and surrounded by hygienic slabs. It is recommended by the World Health Organization that latrines be at least 6 meters away from the house and at least 30 meters away from the nearest water source. These latrines will help the basic water sanitation, but coupled with clean water straws and agriculture reformation, it will allow the Malagasy people to enjoy a higher quality of life. Also, reduced ground level excrement will hopefully help with food sanitation, as excrement will not come in contact with crops and livestock after latrine installation. Estimates of basic pit latrines are around 20 to 25 US dollars per latrine if using local resources. In some coastal regions where the land is at or below sea level, suspended latrines may be necessary to prevent contamination of underground water. Above ground latrines are more expensive at about $350 per family, but only a small percentage of the population will need these specialty latrines. Our plan is to provide one basic latrine for every 16 people on the island. Proper installation of pit latrines will help reduce popular contaminants including E. coli, salmonella, and dysentery. This way we can make sure that all Malagasy have access to a latrine while still staying within our budget.
Here's our plan for funding. Our main expenditures come from building wells to provide clean water, taking 15% of total funding. Removal of garbage and building of new latrines accounts for 25% of funding in an effort to increase cleanliness. Efforts towards sustainable food account for 30% of the money. By following our plan, Madagascar looks to have a much brighter future.